Back to the reply line. This is episode 25, I believe. So happy to be here doing this with you folks. What's up, all the live people? I'm glad to see you all in here. Got a few folks jumping in so far, and I think it's going. Thank y'all for being here. So in this episode, we're gonna chat about a few different things, like we always do. We're gonna answer some questions and comments that I have been getting on, whether that be comments on videos, through emails, through Facebook, Instagram Messenger, wherever I get all these contacts and stuff that people, because I get quite a lot of questions, and I try to answer them when I can, and the ones that I think may be most valuable to you folks, I try to answer on here because I think it's a fun thing to do. And then when we're finished, we will go into the live portion and interact with our live audience, and maybe even call up a few of them on the phone to answer their questions, kind of get some a little more intimate and a little more detailed answer to their question if they have one, and if someone is brave enough to put their cell phone number out on the wild, wild web, but I don't really think anyone's out there to get you, so don't worry about that. There's already enough telemarketers calling you already, so don't worry about your cell phone. Anyways, I really enjoy doing this, and let's get on with it. All right, so we're going to be answering a few questions today, like about rain jackets and where I choose to launch and how I find places to park. Then we may just get into some interesting stuff with the live folks. So a few little updates. I have a trip planned for the 1st of next month. Going to be going somewhere on the Flint River. I'm not really sure where. I thought I knew where. Then just about an hour ago, my plans might have changed a little bit. Of course, I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm planning some fishing trips on my skiff, and also probably fishing on the Flint. And then maybe going to Merritt's Mill Pond down in Marianna, because they're under a drawdown, and there's a lot of cool caves and stuff that you can see that are like dry, that are normally underwater. So that might be interesting to see. And then I'm trying to plan an overlanding trip, like a car or truck camping trip with my son. So that's what some of the stuff y'all can look forward to. And then a few other, maybe some videos sprinkled in there, but still we're going to keep on rocking with these live reply lines and stuff like that. I really do enjoy interacting with you folks. So we got a few folks in the chat: Dylan Smith, Rob Farabee, Droney, and Keith Johnson. So happy to have y'all here tuning in. All right, so let's get on with these questions. So the first question is from Drifter. And Drifter asks, he says, "What rain jacket is that? I need something small and light to leave in my boat." Now, I believe the video, what was that? I can't remember the video he commented on, but I did go back and I looked at which rain jacket he was talking about, and he was talking about my Frog Togs Extreme Light rain jacket. Pretty good rain jacket, and I carry it on most all of my trips. Actually, I think I do carry it on all of my trips because it's extremely light and very small and compact. A lot of times I will carry it in a mesh bag, kind of like this. Just kind of keeps it, nice and tidy. Kind of protects it a little bit because it is, with it being extreme light, it is a little extra delicate. Although, I haven't had any issues with it really. Sometimes the zipper's a little tough, but other than that, it keeps me dry. And I guess I'm not really using it necessarily to keep super dry. Yeah, it's nice to stay dry, but really I'm using it as a windbreaker and just an extra layer, just to stop the wind, because that's really what gets you cold. I can stand being wet, but I have to have that extra layer to keep the wind off of me, to keep me from freezing, right? Because really and truly, it's very difficult to have rain gear that you're not going to sweat in, or that's not going to soak through. So it's really tough to find that happy medium. All right, so this is the jacket. Let's take her out. Oh, and this mesh bag. You guys have heard me talk about these Equinox mesh bags. They're tough as nails, and they're just totally awesome. They're not super cheap. They're not really expensive. I think they're a good investment. Let's see here. So here she is. Just a nice jacket. It's kind of translucent. I think that's the right word. Transparent. I think translucent. But it's just super, super thin. It works really well. I think they're only like $40. So really, that's not that bad. Price-wise, for something so thin and so light, that's still waterproof. Now, you can spend a lot more money. You can spend $150. You can spend $250, $300 on a lightweight rain jacket. And are they going to be better than this? I don't know. Maybe. This one might soak through, but they kind of all do after a period of time. And I've had these probably for like 3 years. I have I had 2 of them, and I used another one for a couple years, and then I think it started to kind of soak through and stuff. Maybe the seam sealing and all the stitching was kind of wearing out, and it was kind of leaking. So I switched to this other one that's been hanging in my closet for 2 or 3 years, and I haven't really put it to the straight up test yet. But like I said, it's not really to keep me 100% dry, because I know that's not really going to happen. That's not practical. It's just to keep me warm. So this is a good jacket, y'all. Would I like to have one of the expensive ones? Yeah, probably. I mean, I would like to try one. I do have one that I got back in college, like 15 years ago, 12 years ago, a Mountain Hardwear jacket, and I think it worked for a little while, but then it just started to bleed through, and it's probably in the $200 range. And I mean, it was nice, but this works pretty good. So I like these. I like these jackets. All right, I see the chat's active. Let's see what's going on. JC Vlogs, saving up to buy his next kayak during the summer season. Awesome. I hope you can save up, man, and I hope you're buying a used one, because if you're on a budget and saving up, you can really get a lot if you buy a used one. And I don't know, I would say try and buy one in the fall or middle of the winter, when people are like, oh my gosh, I got to get this out of here, rather than in the springtime, because that's when people are really wanting to hold on to them, and they may be wanting to make a little bit more money. So you can get a better deal in the off season, right? What's up, Blake Miley? Bob, hey, good to see you, Bob. Yeah, I got that. Your package is actually going to start being mailed tomorrow, because they're not running the mail today. But I got it ready for you. And we got Amy Lovett, Rob Mitchell, and Bob again. So good to see you all here. All right, so next question is from Arbitrary Lifestyle. Arbitrary Lifestyle asks, where do you like to put in and leave the truck for trips in this area? And the video he's talking about the most recent trip. I went with Tyler Farr down in the Fort Walton area, and we launched the boat and stayed overnight. So we needed to find a boat ramp that had overnight parking. I didn't even look up the name of that park. I could find it super fast because I'm really good at Google Maps. All right, I can find it really, really fast. But basically, whenever I go on these trips, I do have to find a place to park the truck. That was at Ross Marler Park in Fort Walton, Florida, on Okaloosa Island. But I had to find a place where you could park the truck overnight. And in some areas, that's really tough to find, right? Because you can launch in the day, but a lot of these boat ramps, they will close at dusk or something, or 8 o'clock or something. Or, this also goes the same with kayaking, right? So it could go either way. So the way I found this one is I got on the phone when I was planning my first trip down this way, when I was going to be going from Destin to Orange Beach and back. I was like, okay, I need somewhere to park. So I got on Facebook groups and started asking around there. Didn't really get a good answer. So I literally just started calling the numbers that were listed with these parks and said, hey, do you guys allow overnight parking? And I called, I think this was like the second one I called. They said, yes, we do allow overnight parking. And then, of course, I asked, I know it's kind of a popular place. I said, okay, well, how early do I need to arrive to be sure that I can get somewhere to park and things like that? Because some of these places can fill up, and you may not be able to park in like a legit parking spot. So that may be a little bit of a risk if you park there overnight and you leave and your vehicle is not in a designated parking spot. You run the risk of being towed. So I made sure that I'd be able to get a good parking spot. And she said, well, you may want to show up early. So I showed up early, and I was like, there was plenty of room. So be sure of that. But then also something else you have to think about is, well, that you can't really control is, how out in the middle of nowhere is this launch? Because sometimes places where I park, it's a little risky for my truck because they can get broken into and things like that. So I don't really keep anything worth of value in my truck. I don't lock my back glass, my camper shell. I don't lock that stuff. Matter of fact, I don't have a key for it, so I couldn't lock it if I wanted to, but I don't lock it because if you don't lock it, no one's going to break into it, and I just don't have anything of value, so hopefully no one's going to steal my truck. But the best way to find these places is to get local knowledge, whether that's calling people, calling kayaking places, or I don't know, talking to people in a fishing group or something, because those people really know. They go out fishing at night and stuff. They can have a good idea of where to park. Now, one of the tougher things is finding somewhere or a way to shuttle, and that there are many ways to figure that out. But that's really difficult. But that's one of the benefits of having something with a motor, because I can run back and forth, not have to worry about a shuttle. Those are good questions, really good questions. I like answering that. And let's see, we got some more folks in the chat. We got Freddie Nux, Trip. All right. So we'll go into the chat, answer some questions. And you guys in the chat, if you have a question and you're brave enough for me to call you, drop your number in the chat, and I will give you a call and we'll answer your question. We'll talk about it one-on-one. All right. All right. So first question is from Freddie Nux. He says, Trip, do you still... Oh, and also, I'm sorry, for the cell phone numbers, you may have to type them in because YouTube is cracking down, right? All right, hold on, let me get a little bit of this. Here, bubbly. And literally, it's just the bubbly. It's the sparkling water. Ooh, it's really washed out. Just sparkling lemon water. Doesn't taste very good, but someone brought a bunch of them to the fire station because they didn't want them, so I was like, all right, I'll take them. All right. Trip, do you still have / use that travel trailer? No, I do not have my U-Haul, my 1968 or whatever U-Haul fiberglass camper. I sold it, loved it, but it was a little small in my wife's opinion for our family. So I sold it. I wish I could have kept it because it was super nice. I mean, in my opinion, it was super nice and had plenty of room. It's nice and small, which is exactly how I like it. And simple to maintain, simple to park, simple to pull, just very simple, but it just, wasn't quite enough. So we let her go. And is there a camper in the future? Probably something. I don't really know what. I don't know. That's a tough one to answer. I almost kind of enjoy a hammock just as much, but there are benefits of having that air conditioner and somewhere for the kids, somewhere to keep all your stuff, blah, blah, blah. When you're with a family, sometimes it's nice. Let's see here. All right. Next question is from CH Maximus. Oh, easy. This is an easy one. Trip, why the paddleboard over a kayak in those skinny creeks? Wow. Very, very easy one to answer. All right. There's so many. All right. The paddleboard, the inflatable, is so light. If I get to somewhere I need to drag it over a log or through a shallow spot, I can literally step off of it. If it's real shallow water, step off and drag it, and the thing weighs 25 pounds plus the gear. Now, when you compare that to a kayak, when you get somewhere where the water's too shallow, you have to climb out of it, essentially. It's not as easy to get out of. And then you also, when you drag it over stuff, you're dragging, they're like, 50 to 70 pounds on average. Some of them are even heavier than that you're dragging over, plus your gear. So you're talking double the weight. Right, and I don't know, it's just so much easier just to drag that paddleboard over. All right, and then also, whenever you do have a little bit of, some water to paddle in, the paddleboard tracks so much straighter. It's if you fall, right, it's nice and soft and forgiving. You can lay on it, you can sit on it, you can hang out in it easier when you stop and take a break. Just sit wherever you want. It's nice and soft. Let's see, I don't know. I do like to stand up better. I'm more comfortable standing up. I can move around. And if I want to sit, I can sit on it. It's just overall easier for me. And it's easier to get to the water. It's easier to take out of the water. It's easier to haul on my truck. It's easier to wash and clean up when I get home. It's easier to store when I get home. There are just so many benefits to it. I don't know. I love the paddleboard so much more. But that being said, I still like kayaking. There's still a place for a kayak, and I think on this next Flint River trip, I'm going to try to get a fishing kayak to do that trip on, and I will see what I can come up with, but I think I can figure something out. I'm not totally against fishing kayaks and other types of kayaks. I just think, especially for a small, shallow creek, it's really hard to beat an inflatable paddleboard. Really hard to beat it. This is not very good. Oh, wow. Pam13 says, do you not wear your Garmin Phoenix anymore? No, I don't. Actually, I haven't worn it since the day I got this Casio Pro Trek. See, and actually, yesterday, I listed my Garmin on eBay to sell it because, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it for a while, see if I like this. But no, I don't. I just like the other one better. What's up, Gary Purvis? Good to see you, brother. I'll answer your question in a minute. But no, I like this one better because my Phoenix 5, whenever I got notifications, like whether it be a text message or an email or something along those lines, I couldn't read it on my watch. This, I can read it on my watch. I can reply to it now. I think the new Phoenix 6 or whatever it is, I think you can do that, but it's pretty expensive. This watch is like, I forget what it is, but it's not too expensive. It's got awesome maps on it. I mean, it does basically everything I want, because I really don't use a smartwatch for everything that it can do, but it's nice to get my notifications on it when my phone rings or something like that. And this one, I can control my music on it, so that's important to me also. So there's just a few things that I like about this watch over the Garmin. The only thing that I'm missing on this watch is the heart rate monitor, which kind of tells me how I sleep a little bit. It's not very accurate, but it still does it, and it can track my workouts and my heart rate through all that nonsense and throughout the day. So that's important to me. But they do have a version of this Casio in it. That's just not the one that Casio sent me, because they gave me this watch, and I don't know. It's just been the one I've been wearing, so I love it. But the Garmin's nice, but I just like this better just for small little reasons. I mean, they're all pretty cool. All right, let's see. Next question. Let's see here. Justin Motosilic said, hello, just dropped in. Any suggestion for a cheap dry suit for a sup? No, I don't have a suggestion. I've never been in a dry suit. I couldn't tell you what to use. Man, if I was supping in dry suit conditions, whew, that'd be interesting. But no, I do not have an answer for that. I am totally sorry, Julius. But hey, good luck paddling your sup in the winter in Europe. Isn't that what EU stands for? European Union? I think that's what it stands for. All right, let's see here. Mr. Gary Purvis, buddy of mine I work with at the fire department, says, dropping by to say hi. Have you thought any about private guiding trips and the cost for those of us that don't have much experience? Yes, I have thought about that, Gary, about the cost of guiding service. Yeah, I have thought about it, and that is something that I certainly want to do. And I think, the cost-wise, no, I haven't figured that up. I mean, nothing crazy and outrageous, but I haven't implemented that into what I do yet, because I really don't have the time right now working at the fire department and trying to juggle all this YouTube stuff in between, and go on my adventures and edit my videos and plan events and other stuff like that, and attend events and stuff like that. It's tough for me to do that, because now the time that I get to go away and do an adventure, I need to be filming, I need to be concentrating on that. So to be guiding and instructing and, in your case, babysitting, I really just don't quite have the time to go out there and not be able to film, which I may be able to do it, but, if I'm charging people to guide them, I want to be dedicated and devoted to them, all my attention on them for that trip, versus, okay, hey guys, we got to get this shot, and just ignoring my customers, whatever you want to call them. But so that being said, I do have a path planned to go full-time YouTube in the next, 5 years, maybe less. So whenever that time comes, then yes, I probably will start doing some guiding and stuff like that, and I'm totally looking forward to it, because sometimes having new people with me is a fun thing. I learned that taking Tyler Farr out. We had a really good time, and we're probably gonna have some more good times here in the near future. All right, glad you enjoyed the explanation, Maximus. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Next question. Geoff Taylor said, is there anywhere or an occasion that you would rather take a kayak over a paddleboard? Okay, yes, there are a couple. All right, so there are different kinds of kayaks, right? So we're going to divide this up into, when would I take a touring kayak and when would I take a fishing recreation kayak? All right, if I was doing a really long distance water trip, like really trying to make some miles on the river or make some miles along the coast or in open water where wind could be going against me and really be hindering my progress, then I want to find myself in a touring kayak for sure. And if it's colder weather, and going to be rainy, I know it's going to be nasty, and it's long distance, you'll find me in a touring kayak, because I can kind of protect all my gear pretty easily. I can stay a little bit warmer sitting down inside of it and things like that. And again, I can make the long miles on the touring kayak. Now, if I'm going on a river or somewhere where one of the things I know I'm going to do is fish, I would probably want to be in a fishing kayak, just like this next trip on the Flint River. I would prefer to be in a fishing kayak because I'm not really planning a long trip. Matter of fact, I don't even know don't really know how far I'm going to go yet. I don't know that stuff. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But that being said, if it's a shorter trip, I will be on a fishing kayak because it is slower and stuff. So I won't be able to make those miles without a lot of extra effort. And if I do want to stop and fish and stuff, it is nice to have the kayak that is laid out for fishing with rod holders and with all kind of holders for all your gear and tackle and nonsense, and a nice seat to sit in and stuff like that. That's when I would prefer to have a fishing kayak. But if I'm just going out, just cruising, playing in the water, screwing off, I want to be on a stand-up paddleboard. All right, I think that's a pretty good answer. All right. Adam Mobley said, check out Immersion Research for Dry Suits. There you go, Julius. Check them out. All right, I guess no one wants to talk to me on the phone. Whatever. All right, let's see here. Mike Grimes, he says, hey, Trip, hope you're doing well. I am. Hope you're doing well too, Mike. He says, how did you meet Mr. Tyler Farr? My wife and I are super curious. That is a good question. How did I meet Tyler Farr? Well, I first met him whenever he pulled up to the house and spent the night with me before we went out on the trip. But how we first, came into contact with each other, he sent me a message on Instagram, and he said, I don't know what he said. He said, hey man, love what you do. Let's go on an adventure. So it was pretty much short and simple like that. And I sent him back a message. I said, oh, hey man, what's up? Man, I love what you do too. Let's make it happen. And then boom, it went from there. We started chatting, and then we started talking on the phone and texting and stuff. As a matter of fact, I talked to him about just a couple hours ago. He called me, so we're still chatting about odds and ends and stuff like that, future trips and plans and stuff like that I'm pretty excited about. And so that's how we met. And then he came down, like I said, on a Sunday. We had dinner at the house. He he was a real cool dude, totally normal guy, right? We were eating right in there, eating dinner, and he finished up his plate early. He just came in here and sat down right here and picked up my guitar and started playing. So, you guys know I love music, so, that was pretty awesome to me. And then, we just hung out and then went the next day, and everything was just cool, man. We just rolled with the flow. We didn't really care what happened or what didn't happen, and we got along really well. We clicked pretty good, so I totally enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to some more stuff with Tyler and whoever else. All right, so there you go. Hope that answers your question, Mr. Grimes. Now I kind of like the bubbly. Govan Garner said, you're an awesome resource. I'm glad you think so, Govan. He said, have you ever considered linking up with Pete over at River Kings? A kayak adventure with you two would be insane. Yeah, of course I've thought about going over there with Pete. Yeah, Pete and I chat. Sometimes he texts me and stuff, and we will chat. And I see him on here from time to time and on some premieres and stuff. He's pretty good ways. Where's he at? Is he in North Carolina, South Carolina? Did you ever say where he was? I don't know. He's just somewhere. He's pretty good ways away. He does some pretty epic trips. I just haven't made time. I don't kind of have the time to travel that far yet for that. Although that is pretty epic what he does. The whitewater stuff. That's really epic. I'm sure if I went, I'd be kicking myself for not going sooner. But no, we just haven't got together and done anything. And I'm probably a fool for not doing it because I'm sure we'd have a great time. But no, I just haven't. But I would like to. So yes, I've certainly considered it, and I want to. What's up, Dylan H? Good to see ya. Let's see here. All right, keep the questions rolling, folks. And if you want me to call you, I don't know, it's getting a little late. I guess nobody wants to talk to me. That's okay. I understand. What's sick? Oh, okay, he's in North Carolina. All right. North Carolina is a pretty good ways away. Let's just take that as an example. All right. So if I go to North Carolina for a 3-day trip, right, I'm going to spend 1 day driving, and then I'm going to have to spend the night, right, and then I'm going to have to do a 3-day trip. That would be 3 more days, and then I'm going to have another day driving. So that is 5 days for one 3-day trip, and so that is 5 days for one video. So that's a little tough, for me to say, okay, I'm going to take these 5 days and I'm going to get one video out of it. Like, Tyler and I, we did 3 days and we made 2 videos, right? Two pretty good adventure videos, and they're a little bit shorter. That still, still kind of accomplishes the same thing. Some people actually like the shorter videos. Probably most people like the shorter videos. So, granted, we could go up there and do 2 short videos, but it's just a long way to travel all day to that. It's just a little bit different. When we just traveled an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and we were at our spot putting in the water, right? So it's just a little bit easier for me to make things happen, a little more realistic, a little more, I'm a better steward of my time and my resources if I stay around here for the time being, because I'm still trying to grow the channel and get to where I can do stuff like that, because I want to, and I kind of have some big things that I want to do when I want to travel a long way, but that's just not high on my priority list and something that I want to travel for. Like, if I'm going to travel, I'm going to go to the Florida Keys, or I'm going to go down to around the Tampa area, or or Crystal River, or somewhere around there. Like when I went down to the Chassahowitzka River, when I went down there, that's to see some springs and stuff. That was worth traveling for more, which that still wasn't very far. It was only about 4.5 hours or something. Versus, I don't know, God only knows how long it takes me to get to North Carolina. But so it's just a little more realistic for me to do stuff like that. So, and I like the warm water, the clear water I can swim in and snorkel in. So that's where I'm headed. Yeah, North Carolina is mostly white water, which, I'm not scared of it. I'd probably freak out and have a great time. My adrenaline would be through the roof, and I'd be just having so much fun on video, but I just hadn't done it. All right, next question is from JSC. He said, after watching one of your earlier videos, I ordered a Frog Togs rain set that's come in handy while out camping. Awesome. Glad you like the Frog Togs. Yeah, I like Frog Togs. They make a good product. I've had them long before I started making videos, and it's cool. Like years after I used them, or when I started using them on my videos, I finally looked up the company, and what do you know, they're an Alabama company where I'm from, so I was like, shoot, yeah, I'm going to wear their stuff, and it's good, and it's, affordable, so yeah, I'm wearing it. Griff, I'm doing great. How are you doing, buddy? All right, next question is, do you plan on going on more camping adventures? Love your vids, brother. Yes, I do plan on going on a few more camping adventures. I'm not really sure how many. I don't know. Hopefully about 1,000. All right, so yes, I do plan on going on more camping adventures, and there should be another one coming up this Sunday. I think we're going to premiere the next one if I can get to editing it. All right. Kyle Robinette said, have you ever felt unsafe on your adventures? Yes. Yeah, I have. It's mostly in regards to things I can't control, whether that be people, come upon some weird people or something who will just make me feel uneasy, or lightning, right? Lightning is just one of those things where you can't control it. When you're pinned down by lightning, you can't get away from it. When you're out there and you just sit there, pull your knees up when you're sitting on your life jacket, and you just pray, right? So those are the times when I've felt unsafe. But I've never been scared of any wildlife, other than maybe the thought of a shark, in the back of your head watching you or something. But other than that, no, I haven't. I haven't really felt unsafe on any adventures. What, Mike? Thanks for the super chat, man. You're a gentleman. I appreciate you. You're awesome. So thank you so much for that, Mike. Thank you so much. That's just too awesome. I appreciate the support. And everyone else does, because your support is going to help further the goal of making the channel bigger, better, more awesome, more adventurous, and hopefully I can do this for a living one day. Wouldn't that be something special? All right, next question is another one from Julius Motocycli. I don't know. He says, are you thinking about a new camera now when GoPro 9 is out? Or that interesting Insta360 1X2? No, I'm not thinking about the new GoPro. Why? Because my DJI Osmo works, does everything I want it to do. I'm waiting on the next DJI Osmo to come out, because it's so much cheaper than the GoPro 9, and it does, I don't know, I don't do everything this camera can do. I just set it up and I film it, right? As long as I can see myself, as long as you can hear me, as long as it's waterproof, I'm good with it. As long as it has a decent battery life, and this does all that. I watched a few videos on the GoPro 9, nothing that really impressed me, so it's kind of just like they just put a screen on the front, just like DJI did, pretty much. So, I don't know. To me, it's not, they didn't change the camera enough, or they didn't innovate enough for me to spend the money on it, right? I try to be responsible with the channel's finances, and so this works, right? So no, I haven't tried it, but I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do some more research. All right, so the Insta360 1X2. Hold on. What is this? Hold up. What is this? This is an Insta360. I don't think it's the 1X2, but it is an Insta360 that I've had for probably a couple months now, and I haven't used it, and I feel pretty bad, but I need to try it out, right? So, I don't know. I need to go there and try it, but like I said, this just works, man, and I've got it figured out. I don't even have to think when I use it. Just boop, and it's recording, and I'm good to go, right? So, I don't know. I'm a simple guy. Right? I like it simple. And just like why I use an inflatable paddleboard, the simpler it is, the more likely I'm going to get that extra shot. The more likely, things are going to be just, the adventure is going to flow more naturally and stuff. So, I don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If there's not a major reason to change, it's going to be hard to get me to change, all right? But great question, though. All right, Mike. What's up, Mike? I need more of you. Sadly, singing about you forgetting your spork. My favorite video you've made so far. Video for when I forgot my spork. Well, how did I eat it? Which video was that, Mike? Remind me. But I'm glad that was your favorite. Forgot my spork. Suntan Creation says, Mr. Smith, do you have an Amazon page? Technically, no, I don't have an Amazon page, but I was just working on my website like the last 2 days, and I will show you what I have, which I think might be better than an Amazon page, because I have a lot of links. I'm about to get y'all the link in just a second, and I'm going to post it in the chat. I spent a long time, I don't know, God only knows, a long time trying to get all these links. Oh, you know what? It's also in the video description. But if you go to that link that I just posted, takes you to tripsmith.live, and where I have all the gear that I use. Well, I'm still making the list, but there's like 45 items on there of the stuff that I use the most. And it's divided by category. You can go on there and you can see that stuff, and it will take you to more pages than just Amazon. Some of it goes to like Pack a Gourmet, or it may go to Blackfin, or it may go to Olight or something else. Because Amazon only limits you to the Amazon products, but this also goes to Amazon and everything else. So there you go. And I would appreciate any of you all just shopping there, because when you click on the Amazon links and a couple of the other ones, I might get a small commission. It's not much. It doesn't cost you anything else. And also, whenever a company sees me promoting their products, it helps them to send me more products and to help me out a little bit more. So I appreciate all that you guys do. Let's see here. Geoff Taylor, he says, different question for you. I'm not a fireman, but I work for the town. We have a 1929 Fox that's still an active fire truck. We do have a new trucks too. What's the oldest you have around there? Well, let's see here. The Dothan, the actual oldest truck we have, I can't tell you the year, but they're not that old. We usually get like 1 or 2 new trucks a year, and we are running, actively running, when it comes to actual fire trucks, 9 trucks, 9 engines, 7 engines and 2 ladder trucks. Some of them are pretty new, they're really nice to ride on, and we're trying to phase out some of the older ones. So the oldest one that we're probably using is probably like a 95 or something along that. But then we have like 2 2019s, a 2020. So we have some pretty nice ones to cruise around on, which makes a big difference in morale for me, because some of them you have to keep like all the medical equipment inside, and that stuff is nasty and disgusting, and I don't want to have to rest my arm on that stuff, because I want to keep all the nasty stuff out of the cab, right? But we have some pretty nice trucks. But then we do have some volunteer departments around us that probably have some stuff a bit older, probably not 1929. That's pretty cool, though. Let's see here. Mike Grimes, about where I forgot my sport, he said it was Cape Sandblast, I believe. I forgot it in my truck after cheating on my diet. Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was Gary Allen. It would be you. Okay, yep. I remember that. That was actually Fort Walton, I think it was. Yeah, cheating on my diet and left it in the truck. Wait, no, maybe that was Panama City. I'm not sure, or Cape Sandblast. I'm not sure where that was. Anyways, yep, good one. All right, Blake Miley said, do you ever go down to PCB and fish in the bay? I started doing that lately in my fishing kayak. Can't beat catching reds. No, I haven't ever done that, but I have that on my schedule to do maybe next week, because I'm going to mount the trolling motor on my boat and have it ready to go fishing, and I'm going to film a video going down there and try to catch something in the Panama City at the bay there in PCB. So never know. But yes, I'm planning on doing some more of that, and hopefully I can catch some reds too, man. But I'm going to have to do some more research because I don't really know a whole lot about it. All right, Julia said, haha, waiting on your video with that 1R. Yeah, I'm waiting on the video too. Who knows when that will be. Suntan, I'm glad. You're very welcome, and God bless you and your wonderful family too. All right, folks, I think it's been a pretty good super chat. Can't believe nobody wanted to talk to me on the phone. You folks are too scared. But hey, if you guys are a little bit apprehensive about putting your cell phone number out on the World Wide Web airways in the chat, you can send me an email. Go to tripsmith.live/contact. Send me an email with your contact information, with your name and your phone number, and I will add it to a list. What am I supposed to? To a bank, to a contact list. Gosh, Trip. And so that time, and then if you're in the chat at a later date, you can say, "Hey, Trip, I'm on the list. I got a question. Call me," and I'll call you up. All right, and we'll chat that way, because I think it's a lot of fun to talk to you folks. Because I mean, I like talking to random people I don't even know. When I go places. So why not talk to some people who I don't know, but you guys probably feel like you might know me a little bit. So I would love to chat with you guys, and really I enjoy answering your questions, and really niching down on your question and digging in and giving you some good value, right? Let's see here. Daniel Miller said, I'd love to talk to you on the phone. I just don't have any questions. Well, now you have a task. Just think of something. I mean, how hard is it to come up with a question? Surely it's got to be easy to come up with a question. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be about paddling or camping, whatever. It could be about anything. You want to ask me, I don't know, whatever you want to ask me about, I don't know. I don't care. Could be personal, whatever. Let's just chat, all right? Because anything you guys ask will be fun and entertaining, which is what I'm here to do, and to provide value. So just come up with something, and I'll call you, all right? All right, folks, take care of yourselves. God bless. I'll catch y'all in the next reply line. All right, my little boys are running in here. All right, see you, folks. Wes